Welcome everyone to the Sports Jedi Network. And today in this video, I'm doing something different from what I typically do. Normally, when I do videos on the channel, I'm talking about the UFC MMA. You see the poster or banner behind me, but I'm doing something different because for those of you who don't know, baseball is actually the first love when it comes to sports for me. I got into baseball when I was a kid, like 6 years old, and I've been a Yankee fan ever since. I mean, you can tell. You see the hat I'm wearing. Plus, if you watch the channel, you know my dad's a big Yankee fan. He's done Yankee videos, and plus some of his live streams, you ever watch them? Then in the background, it's like the Yankee like logo that lights up in the background with like the Nick logo and the WWE logo and stuff like that. Yeah, we're big Yankee fans. I'm trying to say, so it makes sense. If my dad's a Yankee fan, I become a Yankee fan. Plus, we're from the Bronx, so makes sense. And and yeah, so been a Yankees. Yeah, so baseball my first love, and I want to do a Yankee video. I've been wanting to do a baseball video for a while, but every time I recorded it, just I didn't like how it came out, so I didn't upload it, or something got in the way to prevent me from doing it, and I forget things like that, etc. So hopefully this is the first of many baseball videos for me. So we'll go from here. And plus, what happened this past weekend, or not past weekend, what happened yesterday? I'm recording this on Saturday. This is after the Yankees just beat Boston again at Fenway Park and won the this series in Boston. So I just want to mention that real quick. And what happened on Friday was historic, and I want to talk about it and just give Aaron Judge his flowers and his praise for what he's done, but also talk about Anthony Volpe because this Anthony Volpe news is a big deal and should be discussed. So let me start with Aaron Judge first. So Aaron Judge on Friday in the first inning hits his 362nd home run of his career, which surpassed Joe Dimaggio for fourth all time in Yankee franchise history for home runs. And a couple of days earlier, he had surpassed Yogi Berra for fifth all time in home runs. And then then Thursday in 9/11 game against Detroit, he had tied Joe DiMaggio for home runs. And now he surpassed Joe DiMaggio for home runs. Now he has 362. Joe DiMaggio had 361 in his career. And it's crazy because for a long time, the five guys that had the top five, the most home runs in Yankee franchise history were Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Lou Gehrig, DiMaggio, and Berra in that order for like a long time, since at least 63 or 69. I say those years because 63 was the last year Yogi Berra played, and in 68 was actually Mickey Mantle's last season playing. I keep thinking 69, but it was actually 68. 69 is when he retired his jersey. But I'm trying to think. Like I don't know how many home runs Mickey Mantle had by the end of 63. If he was like fifth all time Yankee franchise history or fourth or third. I assume he had to be top five at that point because Mickey Mantle had a lot of home runs at that point. Because Mickey Mantle's best years were from like his rookie year in 51 to 64. Those were like his best seasons because after that, he kind of fell off. In terms of because he was always hurt. When he's on the field, he's still somewhat productive, but still from 51 to 64 was like his prime years when he was really a top five, top three player in baseball. At one point, the best player in baseball at certain points in his career. I know you had Aaron and Willie Mays, so they're always battling each other out for the best player in baseball. But yeah, in fact, for a long time, those were the top five guys in home runs. Matter of fact, actually, let me read out how many home runs Babe Ruth has for his Yankee career because remember, he played for the Red Sox and for the Braves. The Braves for his final year, and then before the Yankee career, he played for the Red Sox. So Babe Ruth is first all-time Yankees home runs with 659 home runs. Then Mickey Mantle 536, Lou Gehrig 493, which it's sad that Lou Gehrig had that disease because weren't for that disease, he would have got 500 home runs and would have really like done, I can only imagine what he could have done, how many more years he would have played, and how many more productive years he would have had. Considering he was not that old when he died too. That disease not only ruined his career but also ruined his life as he died prematurely and just sad that disease, that ALS, just a horrible disease. And hopefully we find a cure for that because that is a terrible, this, deliberate, I'm trying to remember the term, deliberate, I can't, disaster disease. I'm trying to say, that's a word I'm trying to say that I can't say, unfortunately, but just a horrible disease. And so so Aaron Judge is basically behind those guys, Roof, Mano, and Garrett for home runs. He's got 362 home runs in his career so far. And Judge, to me, is going to get 400 home runs. It'll be interesting to see how many home runs he gets if he gets 500, which I think if he stays healthy, hopefully, he can get 500 home runs. I mean, I think Judge when he's we know when Judge is healthy, he's an amazing hitter, one of the best hitters and one of the best players in baseball, if not the best player in baseball when he's healthy. And I can definitely see Judge having at least three more 40 home run seasons. But he's always had power. He's always been a power hitter. I mean, his first game he hit a home run, his first game of his career. And Judge has always had power and had ability to hit home runs. And the thing about him is impressive is that he's not only to hit home runs, but he's also cut down his strikeouts. Because early on in his career, he used to strike out a lot. But he's cut that down and become a great contact hitter. Not only can he give you 40, 50 home runs, but he can also give you 300 batting average, which is super impressive. The players like that I respect guys who hit for average and power, guys who don't strike out. That's elite play. That's an elite hitter right there. That's stuff we should get praised to. There's power guys who, yeah, you gotta give them credit for hitting home runs and stuff, but they strike out so many times. Their batting average is like 240, 230, and stuff like that. And then you have guys who have power to hit 40 plus home runs and bat 290, 300 and plus. Those are guys you got to really tip your hat and say, damn, that's impressive. Wow, this guy hits for contact and hits for home runs and hits for power. Shit, that's amazing. That's what Aaron Judge has done. Aaron Judge has been a great player ever since he came to the league, and he's just been dominant. He's been the face of the franchise. He's taken that mantle as captain, and he's in the face of the Yankees. He's done a good job in terms of the way he plays. He plays the game the right way. He tries hard. He puts he always competes. Always gives the team a chance to win. When Judge is in that lineup, the Yankees are a much better team. We see when he's not in that lineup, especially 2023, how bad the Yankees are, how the offense don't look the same, how bad they are when he's not in that lineup. Even this season, he missed some games, and the Yankees were just in that middle of that funk, that terrible funk they always get around mid-June, throughout July and August, and it's just been awful. It was awful. The Yankees turns to like that funk, but they turn around since mid-August, like around August 14th ish, August 15th. They actually been playing very well, so I gotta give them credit there. But still, like when the Yankees, I don't know why they always get into midsummer, like mid June or like July, August, they always struggle. Sometimes it's just July and August. Sometimes they'll play well for most of June, then they struggle. Sometimes it's mid June. It's weird like that. I don't know why the Yankees always do that recently, but yeah. Anyways, that's the point. Aaron Judge, when he's in the lineup, their offense is better and they're a much better team. And he's always been a great player, and he's been a fantastic player, great ambassador for the Yankees, captain, rightfully so. Deserves to be captain of the Yankees, best player, carries the team, carries himself the right way, plays hard, hustles, and yeah, he's a great player, man. And he's an amazing achievement what he's done. So like I said, it's been a long time since anyone's cracked the top five of home runs for the Yankees. It was crazy because A-Rod played a lot of his career for the Yankees. I know he missed that. I know he got suspended for 2014 and missed most of 2013 because of injury. But still, A-Rod has amazing years for the Yankees. I thought he would have been in this list in top five, like home runs for the Yankees because of the years he had here. And I know a lot of his home runs he hit in Seattle and Texas, but still. But hey, A-Rod, man, what a great A-Rod was a great player too. Should be in the Hall of Fame, and well, all steroids should be in the Hall of Fame. That's another story for another day. And his jersey should be retired though. It should be. I don't know why the Yankees don't do that. Well, I kind of know why, but still, A-Rod was a great player for the Yankees. And for Judge, he's gonna get his jersey retired for sure. Great player, tremendous. Tip my hat to him for what he's done so far, and he was going to do too because Aaron Judge still has a lot of baseball left. If he stays healthy, he definitely put up more amazing numbers. Get to 400, like I mentioned. Probably get 500 home runs. I think he's definitely capable of that. If he stays healthy, hopefully. And the only thing he's missing is just a World Series ring. And hopefully, Aaron Judge, he's starting to heat up now because after he came back from his injury, he was kind of slow and stuff. Wasn't exactly hitting like he was before the injury. But now, recently, these last like couple of games, he's been playing much better and putting the ball in play and getting hits and home runs and stuff like that. And this is when we need him to heat up too, as we're getting the final stretch of the regular season. As the Yankees will make the playoffs, they're trying to clinch the playoff spot. They still have a shot for the division. Hopefully they get it. I don't know if they will, but hopefully they can get it. And as we get the final stretch of the season, this is when you want your guys to get hot. And Aaron Judge is getting hot on the plate. And hopefully that translates into October because Aaron Judge, as great as he's been a great player. He's had some bad postseasons, some very awful, awful postseasons. And hopefully he can get hot going into the playoffs and then carry into the playoffs because if he plays like A-Rod did in 2009 or Barry Bonds in 2002 for the Giants, man, he can carry this team back to the World Series because let's be honest, the American League's wide open. I don't think there's any team that you could say is the prohibitive favorites. I think the Yankees should be the slight favorites. In my opinion, I think the Yankees, this team has a chance if they're healthy to get back to the World Series. That's just my opinion. But I'll talk more about that when we get close to the playoffs, obviously, and stuff like that. But what was I gonna mention? Sure, someone was gonna mention. Oh yeah, like if Judge is hot in the playoffs and playing well and putting the ball in play and Stan plays like he's capable of, that can easily carry the Yankees back to the World Series and hopefully finish the job and complete what they started last year and actually win it and get a 20th championship because that's the only thing Aaron Judge is missing. Is a championship, a World Series championship, and if he plays well, if he plays like Aaron 09, there's no reason why the Yankees can't get back and get the job done. I think this team can do it because how wide open the American League is, and also the rest of baseball is wide open. Outside Milwaukee, there hasn't been any team that's been consistently good. Milwaukee and maybe Detroit, and I say Detroit. Detroit's been okay, solid. They've had the best record in the American League since most of the season. So I say Detroit and Milwaukee, the only teams that's been consistent. Everyone else hasn't. Let's just be honest. But yeah, I do think if Aaron Judge plays well heading into October, and in October he can definitely carry the team back to the World Series and finish the job. So let me transition from that to Anthony Volpe. Now Anthony Volpe, he's been a frustrating player for all of us, Yankee fans, this whole season. This was year three. From year one, year two, he improved his batting average. We thought, okay, progression. We thought maybe year three he'll finally take that step and live up to the hype that he had going into his rookie season. And this has been a disaster season for him. Just horrible. He has struggled on the plate, strikes out, just been awful, awful. He has the most errors in baseball, I believe, or at least for shortstops. I'm not sure of all baseball, but I think for shortstop for sure has the most errors of all shortstops. And it's just been frustrating to watch. This guy is not like this guy hasn't made the improvements we all thought he would. We all want him to because we all want Volpe to be that guy the Yankees were hyping up, but he hasn't lived up to it. And the reason for that is probably because of his injury. He has a partially torn labrum in his shoulder. His left shoulder, I believe. His left shoulder. It's his non-throwing arm. And you see here in the article, he got the injury. He got the injury May 3rd. So he's had his injury since May, and he got re-aggravated this past Sunday. As Volpe, by the way, didn't play in the two games in Boston. He didn't play in the last two games against Detroit. As I take a sip of water real quick. And that's probably explained why he's been struggling so much is because of that. I mean, there's a guy who during the All-Star break they put cortisone shots in his shoulder, but let's be honest, he's probably gonna need surgery in the year. He probably should have gotten it already. Let's be honest, he probably should just get it now, so that way he can somewhat make it back for spring training next year. But yeah, he probably should get it. It's just I won't pull his numbers because you look at his numbers since the injury, it's really gone down. He was on May from opening day to May 3rd, he was batting 233 with 326 on base percentage and 442 slugging. Since that, he's batted 187, 248 on base percentage, and 378 slugging. Just terrible numbers. Just oof. Just awful, awful numbers since the injury, man. And it's really affecting them. And it's like we've all been frustrated with Volpe for his play, obviously. But now that he's injured, it kind of explains why he's been so bad. Because a lot of people are wondering, like, damn, why has it been so bad this year? You would think year three he'd be better, more comfortable, but yet we haven't seen it. And this probably explains it. He's playing with partially torn labrum. You know, it's not his throwing arm, but still, like that shoulder. That's something you think about. It's like I don't want to be too crazy to hurt my shoulder and stuff like that. The article I pulled up talks about how he's always in game with ice and stuff, trying to numb it and healing stuff. And the thing with injury like that is that it's his lead shoulder when he's batting, and he's right-handed. So even when he tries to swing the ball, he's trying to put force and torque in his bat and swing, so that way he can hit the ball and put the ball in play. And doing that with partially torn labrum it's just painful and uncomfortable. It's probably the biggest reason why he's been struggling so much. The fact that the Yankees haven't been playing with his injury since then, it's just terrible. They're not doing him any favors. The Yankee organization is not doing this guy any favors. He's being booed and heckled mercilessly by Yankee fans. He's not played well. It's something he pretty sure he thinks about, and it's going to affect anybody playing with a partially torn labrum. It's hard to hit the ball and play well when you have an injury that badly. Something that's going to need surgery, and he's definitely going to need surgery. It would have been better. The Yankee medical staff is failing this guy. And I really want to talk about this because this is not the first time Yankee medical staff has failed its players. Let's not forget Clint Frazier's concussions, Miguel Duhar his injuries. They didn't do a good job with. And some may say LeMahieu was foot too. Also, Anthony Rizzo 2 years ago, remember he had the concussions. Remember he got off to that good start in 2023. And then late May, they played the Padres. He had a collision with Fernando Tatis Jr., and his numbers just fell off. He was just awful. And then we find out 2 months after like early mid-August, we find out that this guy was playing with concussion the whole time, and the Yankees didn't recognize it until then. And this is another example of bad medical practice by the Yankee medical team because you have a guy who's been injured, partially torn labrum, who's clearly hurting the team too. You can tell he's hurting the team with his bat and stuff. There are plenty of times where Volpe would have gotten hit. The Yankees could have gotten the lead, that could have won the game, or could have got a game-winning hit and stuff like that. And if he couldn't come through, and part is because he's injured. And you would think the Yankees after getting Caballero would be like, okay, we're gonna Volpe get the surgery. We have a shortstop who's gonna replace you. We have a guy. You can play your position. Just get the surgery and we'll wait next year. Like that, they should have done that for Volpe's sake. Because Caballero he can play shortstop when he's on the lineup. He's actually productive. He's a productive player. He puts the ball in play. When he's on bases, he's effective base runner. He leads all baseball in stolen bases. He can play solid defense. It's like you would think, okay, we have a shortstop. We don't have to worry about that. Go get surgery and go get surgery and we'll wait next year and then you can be fine. But the Yankees didn't do that. They kept Volpe playing and he's still staying up the joint, getting booed mercilessly and not helping the team. Volpe's play, obviously, it was a lot of things why the Yankees were in that funk. It wasn't just Volpe alone, but Volpe didn't help. If you got Caballero sooner, maybe the Yankees would snap out of that play sooner, probably. And you wouldn't be dealing with this mess that they put themselves in. Where a division that had a chance to win, now they're 3 games behind. And they still have a shot to win the division, but it's going to be tricky because Toronto's been playing pretty well for the most part. The Yankees did win 2 out of 3 in the last series, but Toronto owns a tiebreaker, so you have that to worry about. Had the Yankees decide, okay, get surgery, Volpe, wait till next year, you'll be fine. It could have helped the team, would have helped out Volpe, knowing that Volpe can get surgery, be healthy, and be a functioning player because we have a torn labrum. That stuff that can affect so many things, especially even partially torn. It affects your ability to do so many things, no matter how many cortisone shots you take and stuff. I mean, Derek from Pinstripe Territory he talked about this in his video about Volpe's injury, how he tore his labrum, and he mentioned how painful it was, how he couldn't even lift up a milk jug, even after surgery. He couldn't do it. Now, even after you recover, it still could be a lingering problem. And Volpe playing through it, it's only going to make the process worse. Like the rehab and stuff, even recover, it's one of those things that you have to worry about. Like you can still have shoulder pains, especially considering he's adding more and more. He's adding more injury to his shoulder already. If it being partially torn, he's adding more like pressure, more what's the term? More injury, more stress to that part of the body, and it's only going to make like the recovery probably slower, basically, because of that. And so the Yankee medical staff, man, they have failed Anthony Volpe and failed the team, in my opinion, having him go out there and play, not recommending he rest and get surgery. And I know, and if the Yankees, like the Rays didn't ask for much to get Caballero, so it makes me think if the Yankees probably could have got Caballero sooner, probably, if they wanted to. They could have gotten him sooner. Like I know you can think, well, the Rays maybe wouldn't have been so gun-ho to trade Caballero earlier in the season. It's possible, but at the same time, Tampa doesn't mind trading pieces. And it makes me think if the Rays were only trade him to the Yankees, it makes me think the Yankees could have gotten a little bit earlier than they did. And I'm glad Caballero's on the team because when Caballero plays, he's very productive. I like watching him play, and he can play multiple positions too. So that's a good thing with him. And with Volpe, and if and plus, if if Volpe's healthy in the spring training, and Volpe is the guy the Yankees claim to be, he should be able to win his job back and win and stay as a strong shortstop. And he should be able to do it. Like so, the whole idea, well, if he gets surgery and Cabot plays well, then you have a controversy. Well, yeah, it's true, but at the same time, Volpe is the guy that the Yankees claim to be. He should be able to win his starting position back. It's, and not only that, Cabot can play multiple positions, so that way, if something happens to man, hopefully not, or maybe something in the outfield, he can play that. He can play there and use him as a you can use him to play those positions and use him like a Swiss Army knife and have you can have Caballero play in late situations and late innings as a replacement for certain guys like McMahon, Dirt, or etc. If you need to. So there's a way that could have worked if Volpe got surgery and trade for Caballero and Caballero goes off to where both guys could have worked out for both guys in my opinion. But yeah, like the Yankee medical staff needs to be fixed because this is just another example of them mismanaging players' career and injuries and health. Because here's the thing, this can cause free agents to not want to sign with the Yankees because think about it, they're probably debating, okay, Yankees, yeah, they're always competitive, they're always winning, but they see this and they think, damn, do I really want to trust these guys with my health? Look what they did with Clint Frazier. Look what they did with Anthony Rizzo. Look what they did with freaking Volpe, having him play with partially torn labrum. This can cause free agents not want to sign with the Yankees. Like, why would you want to sign with them if they're screwing up badly with their health, the players' health and stuff like that? Like, why would they do that? Like, why would I mean? There's probably players probably taking that consideration, their health and stuff. It may cause them to not want to play with the Yankees, and I can't blame them. And this is on the medical staff. Like they need to address this. Hal Steinberg needs to address this because this is going to cost him. This is going to prevent free agents to sign for his team. Like he got rid of the facial rule because he thought it would hurt him in free agencies. He said, hey, if it causes one free agent a bad rule, well, this can prevent free agents from signing with you, and this is more serious than the facial policy. So whole Hal Steinbrenner at the end of the season decides, you know what, we got to revamp this medical staff because this I can't be having this mismanaging my players and my guys and potentially costing us free agents too. I got to fix this. Yankees have to fix this. If they don't, it's only going to get worse, and it will cost them a free agent too, and it's going to hurt the team going forward, which you don't want. I'm not saying the Yankees can't win a World Series. They can still win a World Series this year, the coming years, but still, you don't want this to be a consistent issue to where it can make your chance to win the World Series go down instead of signing somebody that can make your chance of the World Series go up. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, man, this is terrible, terrible what the Yankee freaking medical team has done. Hopefully, he gets the surgery. Hopefully, he feels better. Volpe. I mean, yeah, hopefully he gets the surgery and he can feel better and he can be healthy and maybe Volpe can live up to the hype that he had going into his career. Hopefully, he can live up to it and actually prove why he belongs on the Yankees and do well. Because I want to succeed. I do. I want all these guys to succeed. But at the same time, if it's being bad, I gotta call him out. And if it turns out medical malpractice, well, maybe that's the wrong term. I shouldn't say that, but the Yankee medical team not doing what's supposed to do is part of the reason why, or the big reason why they're not doing well. Gotta call that out, especially since they have a history of doing this recently, and this could cost them a free agent too. Gotta call it out. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Volpe situation. Judge, shout out to you, man. Hopefully, Judge can turn on the postseason and play well. So because for his legacy and plus it helps the Yankees out in the playoffs. They have a better shot winning the World Series if he plays well. So hopefully him getting hot this late stretch of September help the Yankees not only clinch the division, I mean a playoff spot, but also maybe win the division potentially. And then it can carry on to October and he plays well and helps the team win the World Series. So yeah, hopefully that happens and hopefully Volpe can get surgery and recover and live up to his potential and the Yankee medical staff can improve and stop doing these fuck ups because this is bad. It's not good luck for the Yankees. It's just not. Anyway, let me know what you guys' thoughts on Aaron Judge being fourth all time in Yankee history for home runs and the Volpe situation. And do you think the medical staff needs to change overall? Let me know. I'd like to hear your thoughts and comments. And Thank you guys for watching and listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. And I am going to do MMA videos because there's a UFC event. I'm going to cover it, do a video about it. So stay tuned for that. Shout out to Do Wipes, one of our sponsors. Got to give them a shout out. Shout out to Do Wipes for sure. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day, good night, and stay safe. God bless and peace.